external battery pack in my chest, not the bike. So a lot of testing, and I just could not get anything other than just my voice. Like the Sena is so good at isolating all external sounds except your own voice that I can't get around it. So I downloaded an app to record the external audio from my bike on my phone. Alright, so I got my audio right now on my going on the GoPro Sena hookup. So, obviously the goal of all this is to have the audio from my motorcycle be recorded on the phone. I did some testing. Come to find out, MP3 has the lowest file size because I'm just recording it onto my phone storage space. There was a couple formats on there, M4A, some Apple exclusive formats, MP3. I think there's one more. But when I tested each one, I just basically said test 1 2 3 1 2 3, and then I looked at the file size of each one of those. They were all different. MP3 was the smallest. It had like 83 kilobytes, whereas the others were coming in like 500, 600 kilobytes. I'm like, Jesus Christ! I don't even need like high def audio of like wind noise and an engine. So the syncing is going to be interesting. I could probably fudge it. Like I said, it's going to be like in a background mode anyway, so I just wanted something other than just a mild, you know, murmur and then my voice. Like when I'm at high speeds or high revs or something, you can hear my bike barely in the background. It's just really not exciting to listen to. This is my favorite configuration. It's just like, you know, the Sena cleanly put into my one cable going into my power bank, my chest. You know what I mean? Easy peasy. Doesn't look like shit. Aesthetically, it makes it look like I'm not an amateur throwing a whole bunch of wires and shit willy-nilly. So it's my favorite look. I feel presentable this way when I go out in public. I think people are looking at me funny when I got all these goddamn wires hanging all over the place in my other setup. So the other setup, like I said, the end result is a lot better. It just looks like shit. But, you know, it does what it's supposed to do. It records my voice, I get the phone. This way still won't record any instructions from my phone, which is fine. My new shtick is gonna be, oh yeah, so how's that gonna work? So the problem is the helmet will only connect with one other device. That's the problem. So I got a Garmin 396 motorcycle GPS, which has the ability to connect with multiple devices, so it acts like a big, like, you know, hub. So what I can do is connect my Sena helmet Bluetooth to the GPS, and then my GPS will connect to my phone. So I can, you know, see notifications from my phone pop up on the GPS. I can answer calls if necessary. With the other configuration, with the external battery and then the Rode lavalier mic, you know, anything coming into my speaker is going to be translated to the video, so that works. I haven't tried it this way, so right now the Sena helmet will only connect to the Sena Bluetooth backpack, which I'm connected to now. I don't think the backpack has the ability to connect to something else. So this might not work after all, son of a bitch. Like, I can't get my golden configuration. You know, I got two configurations that I have to get stuck with. It's this one, where it's just my voice and video, and hopefully I can, this is recording the, I got GPS going right now, I hope I can record in the background, that app, I didn't even bother to check. So I got the app running in the background, recording from the phone's microphone, which is shielded from the wind for the most part. I mean, it's behind my screen here, windshield. Microphone's facing kind of down. I can't imagine a lot of like wind blowing in there. I didn't want to use the default voice memo recorder because it's not, I don't know what its capabilities are as far as canceling out loud noises in the recording. Like, I think it's just meant to, like, you know, sit like on a table somewhere in a classroom, just record just static voice, you know, at a normal pace. But I'm like, you know, doing 40 miles an hour in the wind here outside with all sorts of ambient ish going on. So I wanted something maybe that I wanted a dedicated app that had a little bit more, you know, pizzazz. So I went online. Well, I went to the App Store. I just basically found the most popular recording app. It got, like, you know, high marks. It was like 4 and some change out of 5. 20,000 reviews. That ain't bad. So basically, it just, you know, it's just recording. But I think it may have a little bit more. Looking at settings, didn't really look that impressive in the settings. You just choose a different format, maybe, if you want to, you know, upload it to the cloud or your phone. That's about it. But, you know, no equalizer or anything like that. Didn't say anything about the noise cancellation capabilities of it. So I'm interested to see what kind of sound it produces. Hopefully the file size isn't too much. Like on a, you know, 2-hour ride, if the file's like, you know, less than a gig, I can live with that because I'm just going to delete it after the fact. I just need it just to record or, you know, transfer over to the video. Once I do that, I'm deleting it off my phone, so I'm not horribly concerned about the size as long as it's not like, you know, I got like a pretty big hard drive on my phone, SSD drive. I got 250 gigs total. I'm not even, you know, using half of that. So I got room, but if it's going to take out like 50 gigs for one voice recording, that's going to suck. So this is a test. I'm pretty sure my voice is coming through, hopefully. Sometimes my phone and the Sena, my helmet will connect first, and my Bluetooth backpack doesn't get the memo. I went on a ride one time, I was talking, came back, and there was like no audio. I'm like, come on. So it's a little tricky. You had to turn off the Bluetooth on my phone, basically, just to make sure that the Sena backpack and the helmet sync up without issue. Okay. Nice day today. This weekend's gonna be banging for riding. My wife wants to go on a trip, not on a bike, on Labor Day. So, not really doing much riding that day. I'm sure everybody else is. It'll suck, but oh well. So, I think this is still recording. I'm looking at my phone. I see a little indicator up there saying I've been recording something for 10 minutes. It's like, that at least is going. So what I'm going to do ultimately is, when I get back, I'm going to put this on the, I got to throw it into Divinci to render, but I'll import this audio from my phone into it and just, have it as another, channel. And then I can kind of lower the volume if necessary. It doesn't do it automatically. Like, I don't want it to override my voice and just loud, static. I'm not even sure what kind of audio it's going to record. Is it just going to record just like wind hiss the whole time? Or I'm trying to get some like motorcycle sounds, like, the revving, and I'll hear cars passing by. Yeah, I need external sound, and apparently you just can't do it all in one package. You always got to get like another. That's why I never got into hardcore like post-processing and recording of video and audio or all that kind of stuff, because there's so many layers you got to go through. There's so many hoops to get your desired product. You got to do all this shit. I'm just like, why can't this Sena connect with more than one device? Bluetooth. That would solve a lot of my problems right there. If it's an adapter, let's do that. Like, they're just not giving the consumer a lot of options, and the consumer has got to come up with all these, like, wacky solutions. And unfortunately, with my solution, it looks so bad that I can't tuck all my wires away anywhere, because I tried that before with my GoPro adapter. I had it nice and bent, like, all compact and stuff, the adapter. So it sticks out of the side of the GoPro, literally straight for about 4 inches, then the connection. And then you connect your microphone to that end, so it sticks way the hell out there, and then it kind of hangs down from the weight. And then, wherever the wire goes after that. So it looks ridiculous. So I thought that I could just kind of loop it, into a tight little, 1.5 inch, loop, tape it together. So I'd plug it in, it would go out a little bit, and then bend up in a circle, and then down, and the connection would be pointing down. Then I could plug in my my mic into that. So it looks really, that was my plan. That would look really cool. And I probably would have just gone with that. But now, when I looked at, I kept it in there, in that loop configuration for a while. Come to find out, the casing starts splitting and exposing the wires. I'm like, son of a bitch! Couldn't you guys have made that a little bit better? Like Teflon or something, or some kind of like something. But it made it out of this cheap plastic that split as soon as it got bent for more than like 10 minutes in a certain, loop. I was like, alright, that's not going to work. So I taped it up, tapes are falling off. The whole thing was just a nightmare. So I just ended up buying another one and just leaving it straight like an idiot. So that's where I stand now with the microphone, the Rode microphone. The sound is amazing. Give it that. Oh my God. When I listen to it on the computer, it sounds gorgeous. Oh my God. The GPS instructions, and this is coming from my speaker. It's not even any kind of direct connect. Sounds clear as a bell. as if it was plugged right in, hardwired. It's perfect sound. Like, it sounds better than ever, right? And I dig it, but the cable sticks out so far. It's just embarrassing to look at. Oh, I hate it. Hate it, hate it, hate it. So that's the audio solution I have. Still trying to hammer out the, well, no, I got the power hammered, pretty much done. But then I thought to myself, if I got into an accident or somehow got, ejected from the bike, what's going to happen is because there's no battery in it, in the GoPro, as soon as it loses power, like if I get thrown away, the GoPro is going to come with me on the helmet, and the cable connecting the GoPro to my bike for power is going to get severed. And the GoPro is instantly going to turn off. So I'll have recording all the way up to the event, nothing after, which sucks, right? Then it's going to go into some like corrupt file mode when you start it back up. You'd be like, oh, you didn't, stop the recording or the, recording properly. And you see like a Band-Aid on the screen on the GoPro. If you're lucky, it'll give the option to repair it, and it'll kind of like reconstitute it all the way up, like it kind of re-records it internally up to the point where it stopped, and then maybe let you have it that way. I've had it actually do that and work. I've had it not work. So it's kind of a gamble if that's going to function, depending, if the unit's not damaged, of course. But the SD card will survive, I'm sure, but it'll have a corrupt file on it. I'm not sure if the investigators would have the wherewithal to actually put it into a GoPro to repair, or if they can repair it just on their own, equipment. But it'll be corrupted for sure. So that's a minus I just thought of. What else? So there's that. That's what the other configuration. The Sena Bluetooth connection I have right now, plugged into my power bank. This is the one I want to happen so bad. I so badly want this to work. I might have to take some losses on this one. Now here's the pluses. As long as it stays connected to the power bank, it'll stay active. So if I get ejected, let's say, and the power bank and the cable still stay connected, which they probably won't, but the only way it's going to for sure work is if it stays on a battery. But then again, if it's on a battery and you smack your helmet, which you will, the GoPro is going to shut off from being destroyed. So we're right back to a corrupt file again. So I think it's going to be corrupt no matter what you do. So that, I guess I answered my own question there. So I'm going to stick with the wire connection. It's just the GoPro. As soon as it loses power from either the device getting destroyed, losing connection, whatever, that file is going to be corrupted regardless of what you do. So that's number one. All right, so we can work. Check that box off. That's not a concern now. That's going to happen no matter what happens. So I'm not going to spend too much time thinking about that. What else? I keep forgetting how much get up and go this bike has. Pretty much ride it like an old lady. I'm not really like. That's why I didn't get like a true sport bike, because I'm not gonna be riding it like a lunatic. I'm more or less a casual rider that likes to, you know, get frisky, you know, sporadically. A little older. So, you know, I don't gotta, you know, really prove nothing. I'm not trying to race anybody. But I do like to, like, open it up when there's no one around. Like, I'll cook on the highway. But that's why I like this bike. It's a sport tourer. It's heavy, right? It's got like a lot of weight. That weight works against you on low speed maneuvers. You gotta do a lot of counterbalancing to, you know, keep it upright. It's so heavy. But the pluses is because it's so heavy, it's very stable. So at high speeds, this thing just rides like you're on a rail. Like, I don't feel any drama on this bike. I keep forgetting this. This thing is so stupid. It like sends me around in like circles. I think it's, I don't know what the hell I was trying to do. I could have just made a left where that truck was back there and just going straight. I keep forgetting this likes to go up and back to the same road I came on. That's another reason I'm getting rid of this, damn it. Phone GPS logic. Like, it's just, this shit don't make sense. Like, are you actually, like, you know, like, see, there's the truck I just turned away from. Like, I could have just, well, you know, I could be behind the truck, but I could just stay with him and just kept them on straight and made a left. So that was, like, super stupid. Like, I don't understand how that algorithm determined that was a good move. It's like, okay, and it wasn't even really twisty, right? It was keep going straight, cut back to a road I could have easily just made a left on. Maybe it determined, you know, this was faster in some way. Like, it technically was. Like, if I didn't get stuck at that light back there, and, you know, went through this one. In theory, I could have technically passed that truck. So yes, that was probably quicker now that I think about it. So I sat at that light for a minute. But if I caught it right, I could have just blown right past that. All right, so I'm not gonna complain. I take it back, Kalimoto. All right, so second of all, so right now I have my voice recording onto the video with minimal background noise, I'm sure. And that's the way it's just gonna be. It's connected to my helmet directly, and that's all it can do. I can't introduce another device like a phone or GPS. So I have the GPS already. I haven't mounted it yet. I'm waiting for some more mounts. I decided I want to keep the USB connection up front up here. I was debating where I would have to move it because my first impulse was to pop off the phone mount here and attach the GPS mount there in the center, and then run the wire back to my battery underneath the tank here. And I was kind of like, all right, so now what do I do with my phone? I guess my phone, I was going to sync up with the GPS, so I wouldn't need to see my phone necessarily. The only time I really use my phone when I'm riding is for, like, you know, just the GPS. I'll look down just to see the map. That's pretty much what I use the phone for. I don't talk on it much. So I could, my logic was I'll just put that into my pocket, you know, out of sight, out of mind. It'll still be connected to the GPS, you know, Bluetooth style. So, but if any voicemails or notifications pop up, it would pop up on my GPS now, and I could even see an incoming call and answer it just by touching the GPS. So that's cool. So that works. So I was like, all right, so where am I going to put this USB ports, because technically it's plugged into the phone mount, connected to the phone mount. It's the only place I can find to connect it to. So then I thought like maybe I'd stash it right here, down there, so I could just kind of plug it in there. So that was my next move. And then I was getting, waiting for some mounts to stash down there. I was thinking like maybe I'll use like a GoPro connection or somehow, like jerry rig it to connect to a GoPro, like the 3 little prongs. Then mount it down there and just call it a day. But then I thought, because when I was doing like GoPro accessory research, I came across some really bizarre accessories for the GoPro mounts, dude. Oh my god. They came up with everything. The GoPro is like a monster of accessories, if you don't know. Crazy accessory. It's like, so a lot of times you'll see on like eBay or something, people are selling their old models or getting out of the game somehow. And they'll be like selling off their accessories, like tons of accessories, unused, still with the tape, backings on it, mounts and shit, like 20, 30 pieces and single lot sales. It's just too much. Like you buy something, you get like 5 mounts, you only need 1. Buy something else, you get 4 mounts, you only just need 1. So you gradually just accumulate. Like you don't sell like just 1 mount or just, a la carte. So you just accumulate a lot of pieces with the GoPro. So I don't have that much, but I got a ton already. I'm not trying to get any more. So I was gonna see if I could, take a Dremel of some of those pieces and just gotta make something work. Which I could, but now I saw a 3-ball, 1-inch ball tri-adapter. I was like, I saw it before. I was like, what the fuck are you gonna do with this? So now I know you can attach two devices to one point, like a T. So my logic now is I'm going to, so there's a ball mount, 1-inch ball mount coming out of the stem of my bike. So that's number one. That's the main mount. Boom. I got like a clamp that connects to that ball, and then another one, which is where it is right now. So it's like it's got a room for 1 clamp, 1 ball on each end, each clamp. So what I'm going to do now is, so it's ball and then clamp, and the other end of the clamp is looking for another, connection. So that's where the T-ball comes in. It's just like a T with a 1-inch ball on each end, about maybe 2 inches big or something. So I'm going to put the small end of the post with the ball, all the balls the same size, connected to the other end of this clamp, so boom. So once I have that all tightened out and this is gone, so it's like ball, clamp, T ball connection. So now I have 2 balls, pardon the pun, on each side. Then I have to already have another clamp, and then I bought another clamp. So you need 3 clamps to connect to make this work. So then and then the other end's like, ball connections on the bottom of this and the GPS. So then I take the clamp and clamp it onto each one of those, and then on the ends of those clamps, I can attach the phone with this current setup, so I can leave this as is, and the GPS, and just kind of spread it out a little bit, so I can actually put both devices right here in between my handlebars, my grips. There's enough room for everything. I kind of factored it in, and if there's not, I can maneuver it in such a way that it will work. So, you know, I think maybe having GPS over here, the phone over here, or maybe vice versa, I don't know. What else? Alright, so that's the so that's the physical orientation of the devices. I'll probably have to wait till next week for that, because I thought of that all after the fact. So I was going to actually have the GPS mounted yesterday, and the phone would be gone, and then the USB would be plugged down there. But then I thought, no, it'd be kind of cool to have everything up in front of me. So even though I won't be using my phone, I still might want it, you know, charged on the regular. You know, if the sun's really beaten down, or if it's going to be a really hot sunny day, which is probably not going to be too much more, you know, I'll have the screen off, possibly. And even with the recording, you know, I'm wondering if it'll record with the you know, the screen locked. So I still have to kind of fiddle around with this a little bit, see what its capabilities are, this app. If it'll record in the background, you know. And just kind of keep it up there, because I do like having it for, you know, I can use like the Relive app to trace the ride. I think I could do all this with the screen off. That would be super butter. And then just kind of have that as like a secondary unit for whatever. But the goal is not to make that the primary, like GPS, and then have all those apps running in the background. Like, I'm like overloading this poor phone. Like I said, it shut off on me a couple times because it was just so taxed. 90-degree weather, temperature, screen dimming because it was so damn hot. I couldn't even see the damn thing. So that's why I said, you know, I gotta get a dedicated unit. I should have done that already. And you know, even music. I don't even need this for music now. I transferred all my bike songs onto the GPS already. So the GPS has a built-in, you know, MP3 player that I can just play songs directly from the GPS unit without ever having to connect or run through the phone Bluetooth style. So that saves some power. Right? So I'm all about trying to make this most efficient setup as possible. So, you know, I thought that was kind of cool. You know, that the GPS could do all that. I mean, it could stream Pandora. I mean, you could stream stuff. But to me, streaming still takes up, you know, processing power. And that's the whole goal, is to not have a lot of processes going on. I don't want to tax the phone any more than I have to. So the Relive will be taxing the GPS, you know, mechanism on the phone, because they're going to be recording, so that's going to be running. I don't need to have music blasting while it's doing that as well, because I'll do that through my phone, or the GPS itself. Boom. So, what else? Now, alright, so those are all the pluses. Now the minus is, how am I going to have the Sena in that mix? Because that was all configured for the cordless or the battery eliminator configuration. And using the Rode, that's a nice color Jeep, and using the Rode lavalier mic setup. That'll definitely work. Looks like shit. But I wanted a clean look, so I got a lot of hurdles I'm trying to jump through, and I may not be able to do it, or I'm gonna have to sacrifice something. So with that setup, that'd be interesting, but I don't think it could do both. So the GPS will connect to my phone, which that's got to happen. So that's number one. Regardless of the configuration, that has to work because I need to communicate with my phone, just for phone and notifications and stuff. So GPS to phone is a given, regardless of where the phone is. Now GPS to the Sena is the problem, because these devices will only connect to one other device, and I need it to connect to my helmet because the helmet connects to the friggin' backpack, and then that's it. Boom. That's as far as it goes. Now, how am I going to get connectivity from my helmet to the GPS? All right. I can't receive calls because they wouldn't be connected. Damn it, I'm gonna have to figure this out. This is gonna suck. Damn it. Really? I'm recording you. What? Says the guy with the Dodge Challenger. Oh yeah, okay. Oh. Yes. Maybe next time. You were so ready to do that too. Yeah. He's like, come on, let's do it, let's do it. I'll try. No. It's not, it's 500 pounds. It's kind of hard to, wheel around. Okay. Okay. Bye. wow, wave to a cop. That was cool. He waved back.